deep space.
Big dog!
Mystery is on a collision course with danger.
Big dog! Big dog!
A WTF!
Bienvenue, I am Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com. You're my sexual wank pheasants, and welcome to all of the WTF moments from Backlash 2018, which is otherwise known as Resthold the musical, which is otherwise known as a subway poo. At the start it was lovely, the poo was flowing, it was a very joyous thing, but by the end we were straining just for some good things to happen, and it was a tough wank indeed. So 1 month after WrestleMania and 10 days after the greatest Royal Rumble ever, where we even had random sumo wrestlers who presumably lost turning up, we still have Michael Cole spouting out from his mouth that is the first ever co-branded pay-per-view. Maggle, for Christ's sake, repeating nonsense doesn't make it true. But it's not. It says it's Comic Sans, but it's not Comic Sans. At least it's not Times New Roman, eh? A Cultaholic sign was seen at Backlash last night, and thank you to the second best cult behind our cult, the Cult of 619, for spreading the good word of Cultaholic throughout the WWE universe. Join them in joining us. Now then, I've been told by a wrestling expert known by the name of Ric Flair that when you apply a figure 4 leg lock, most of the pressure goes onto the leg of your opponent, which is straight. Seth Rollins, of course, banged his right knee on the ring post seconds before that hole was applied there for Mike Mizanin. You've got the wrong leg, pal. But hey, at least he wasn't applying it to Rollins' third leg in room 605. At least we'll never ever see that. And now it's time for this.
Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank.
And a big old thank you goes to the man who makes crisps in a tube for pointing out that Dean Ambrose went from Raw to SmackDown with the Intercontinental Championship just last year. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Turn off the radio, turn off the lights, this one is over. Corey Graves shouts as Mike Mizanin applies his figure 4 leg lock. What a clever man the Miz is, by the way, for inventing such a lovely move. But going back to what Corey said, no Corey, you're indeed incorrect. It's turn up the radio and turn off the lights. Okay, go turn up the radio. Ghoul! Wear that thing properly or do not wear it at all, you pasty numpty. It's very distracting from what's going on in the ring. Naya, pal, when Alexa's doing that stompy thing on the back of your head, you're supposed to be bobbing your head up and down like Woody the Bastard Woodpecker with some fresh saucy bark. It doesn't really work if you start doing that after she's taken her foot off. The referee does not know how 10 counts work. I don't know what to say here other than referee, you start a new 10 count after a superstar has got out of the ring, not while they're still in there. Bullies never win, Naya, Alexa Bliss says. Well, let me tell you, Alexa pal, JBL, 1 WWE Championship, 1 Intercontinental Championship, 1 United States Championship, 1 European Championship, 18 Hardcore Championships, and 3 Tag Team Championships. So, Alexa, you are wrong. Unless, of course, you're talking about Buchanan and Dempsey, because they never won. It all felt so real, it all felt so sincere. It felt like Nia Jax was lifting the weight off her shoulders and speaking from the heart until she said, be a star, and then everything became as transparent as Baron Corbin's hairline. I cannot have been the only one to have Mrs. Lady Bowser Cell penetrate me brain with that horrible moment on Twitter when she tweeted out, philanthropy is the future of marketing, it's how brands are going to win. What Nia did last night, it should make you feel lovely, it should make you feel warm inside and see your heart rise up out of your chest and fly away with the eagle's nest. When you see through it like that, it just makes you sick, doesn't it? Forget about a moment of bliss, that there is a moment of pissed as a fart. We've all been there, 4 a.m, big market, too many double jacks and cashbacks, wondering what the meaning of life is anymore, all alone, self-loathing. Anyway, stop being the scapegoat, Chad. You were 100% correct to award Brock Lesnar with a victory at the greatest Royal Rumble because Roman Reigns' little paw was always on that ring apron skirting. It's the Samoan slugger, Chubba Lang. Go back and watch that Samoa Joe promo and you'll definitely see influences of pain. And next up we have Byron Saxton, who claims that Jeff Hardy has always prided himself for living in the moment. Unless, of course, he's in a little diner, out of his mind, on the toot. I didn't care what you say, lads, he wasn't in any kind of moment in those days. So you know when you're 8 years old, you've got yourself a copy of a WWE video game, you think, hey, I'm going to make myself a creative wrestler and put that sort of gear on because you're 8 years old and you think that's cool. Well, we have a problem here. Those people there, they're not 8 years old, and those people there, they are real human beings. They need locked up and the keys thrown away. Made a grave mistake, Corey. This is great, he says. This great. I do not know about you, but I would rather sit through Randy Orton lazily singing I'm a Little Teapot than watch one of those bloody Restholds once more. Never forget from now on, boys and girls, methodical equals bloody boring. It's a work, maybe. Listen, guys, I'm a solo act, Elias says. Bollocks, pal, your greatest success came when you were singing Wonderwall with Gallows, Anderson and Bo Dallas, the single greatest foursome to ever hit our screens since Westlife, because nobody cares about Brian McFadden. Big ass. Big ass. And next up we have the crowd chanting, we want Enzo. Do you really? Do you? Do you? I don't.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
And next up we have Corey Graves, who claims that last night's match against Big Ass was Daniel Bryan's first singles match since his big old return. Corey Graves, of course, the only man on planet Earth, forgetting that we already saw Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles on SmackDown not too long after his return. He's just a silly man, isn't he? Oh, Big Ass! What about that super strength there, pal? There he was on SmackDown Live last week, giving it the big one, then he's made a tap out by a man half his size at Backlash. The era of bigger is better really might be over. If this match took place in 2008, Daniel Bryan would be in a hospital, not because of an attack after the match, but because what would have happened during the match. Big Cass is a fanny, pass it on. Never ever forget the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match was won by a man with a set of bollocks. Never ever forget. If Roman can't get over, nobody can get over. It's been a month, it's been 1 month since WrestleMania, 1 month that Charlotte has had to dine out on that victory over Asuka, and it's gone forever. No interference by the Iconics. No real dubious circumstances, a little tweak to Charlotte's knee prevented her from lifting her shoulder off the mat. A fact made all the more weirder when you consider we saw The Miz and Seth Rollins earlier on the same show conquer leg problems to get through their match. Why couldn't Charlotte do the same?
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Don't question whether Shinsuke Cocknock has become the superstar to get deep under AJ Styles' skin when this whole feud revolves around AJ Styles' cock. Deep under his skin, deep under his foreskin. This is my house, he says. Alan, that's not how it goes. It's this is my house. The battle between the contractor AJ Styles and the homeowner Pagey Wagey rumbles on. How lucky is AJ Styles? A couple more inches that way, it would have been goodbye phenomenal one and hello visually impaired one. I don't know about you, but I don't think he's hitting a 450 splash then, like. Still no cup. That's it then. AJ Styles likes cock and ball torture. Pass it on. And Nakamura, Shinsuke Cocknocker, you are just as big of an idiot as AJ Styles is, because surely you must know, after ringing his bell end so many times over the past few weeks, he'd be looking to do the same to you last night, yet you don't wear a cup either. What is it with WWE superstars and being sick freaks? You're not telling me the cups are banned, are you? So why are they not wearing them? If Roman can't get over, nobody can get over. To keep this thing related to cocks, I believe that what we're experiencing right now with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Cocknocker is edging. At the minute, WWE are teasing us, and I guess it's SummerSlam it'll probably be. Now we're going to blot everywhere, then several inches around every single wrestling fan on planet Earth. It'll look like a scene from Art Attack when Neil Buchanan goes a bit too heavy with the spunky looking glue. I tell you what though, seeing a no DQ contest ending with a stoppage does not feel like a kick in the dick in itself though. I know the story is continuing and every match is getting better and better each time, but Jesus Christ, from now on WWE, have this feud involve more than just one man trying to fondle another man's bollocks. If I want to watch that sort of thing, I'll go on the internet. Well, this is bloody awkward after last night, isn't it? Maggle, 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 maggle. Direct quote from Maggle Cole, and this has indeed been the best of both brands tonight. Liar! And that sign there reads Roman Reigns and his fans wipe back to front. First of all, Roman Reigns will not wipe from back to front because he's a dog. He'll get an itchy arse and scoot along his mother's carpet, and that's how he solves his problems. And secondly, for us humans, what is the physics of wiping from back to front? Surely you just end up with a big old cluster at the front, and nah. WTF moments on Cultaholic. Imagine having Michael Cole insult your announcing. What on earth is going on at this pay-per-view? Every single finish apart from the first match has had a finish that just shouldn't be happening. Bobby Lashley and Kevin Owens were not the legal men in that tag match. I mean, for us fans, right at the start of the thing, it's hard for us to care about a match that is just thrown together at the very last minute. But when the superstars themselves clearly don't care enough to make sure the match is done properly, we might as well all go home, shall we? bye then. And here's a little factoid from the dark and disturbing brain of our new colleague here at Cultaholic.com, one Justin Henry, the referee's son in that Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns match, has had more WrestleMania matches than Samoa Joe has.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves. Roman Reigns never shows any signs of weakness overtly. I guess we should forget about that then, shouldn't we? Let's call a big dog here and say that main event belonged on an episode of Monday Night Raw. Not even the last hour, halfway through an episode of Monday Night Raw. But the controversy surrounding people getting up and leaving immediately after the final bell, I do not quite understand. Doesn't that happen everywhere? I doubt if you were to pick any arena in America to host that main event last night that the entire arena, to a man, woman and child and in between, would have stuck around to watch that big dog do his pose down after the final bell. It's just a shame that Kevin Dunn cut to the wrong shot, which I guess means that, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. And that's it for all of your WTF moments from Backlash 2018. I do apologise for the state of this video. I didn't have much in the way of material to work with because it was a pissing awful event. I know we try to celebrate wrestling here at Cultaholic, but bloody hell, that was bad. Nevertheless, thank you very much for being a sexual wank pheasant. If you want to follow me on Twitter, follow me at Ross on Ras. And if you'd like what we do here at Cultaholic.com, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. But most importantly of all, do not forget to join us on every form of social media but the Golden Balls app.